Who knows what's going to happen? We do know the Mets, the Browns are.
I sense you're intrigued by Jalen Milroe.
I am. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I like. There's three things that he's really good at. He's got a good arm, a big time arm. He's a ridiculous athlete, and he's smart. Like that is a good basis to which to work from.
By the way, I think he's a better athlete than Justin Fields.
Right, he's more like Lamar than.
Yeah, he's more like I think that honestly you could use him as a running back.
I was about to say he's more built than all of those guys.
What's his height and weight, Mike?
Milroe
6'2", 2 something.
6'1".
Yeah. I mean, what is Justin Fields? I mean, he's pretty thin.
Like 6'1", 1 or probably maybe 200.
Milroe's listed at 6'2", 225.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin Fields.
He's like 6'1".
He like
right?
Is listed at 6'3", 230.
Yeah, he's
6'3",
6'3".
230.
Yeah, he's 6'3".
No.
I'm just.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
sorry.
look at me. I'm just
not
reading the
trying to kill the
ESPN
messenger.
profile.
Yeah. So you guys think Milroe's more put together?
I think he's more of a runner. Like I don't think that Justin Fields is looking to run. I think he can. I think he can run.
He had to
and he's
in
a
Chicago.
capable runner.
Yeah.
But Jalen Milroe, I believe, if you have him as your quarterback, is going to carry the football 15 times a game.
I think
at least.
Let's face it. Whenever there's a quarterback who's a great athlete now, your dream is that he can become Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson, way more accomplished than Jalen Milroe coming out of college. Fair to say?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So
played a lot more.
And even
he won the highest, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And even with that, Lamar was doubted by a lot of the football brethren to the point where he went 32nd when he should have gone either first or second in that draft.
It was the old school people, and
Yes.
it was mostly Bill Polian, let's be honest.
Yes,
but there were people.
But he wasn't the only one. He was just most public about it.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the game's changed, man.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got a quarterback that is a capable thrower but also a dynamic runner,
Yeah.
dude. And Cosell talked about this, and Tyvis, from playing against quarterbacks like this, defensively, your coordinator's like he can't sleep because of that guy. Like you never know. On every play, that guy could go the distance. He could hand it off. He could throw it. He could run it himself. Like there's a million things the guy could do.
It just changes the way a defense
100%.
has to play you.
100%.
I'll give you an example. When I was in Seattle, my rookie year, we played Carolina with Cam Newton.
Right.
And literally, they had us go over how to properly play like the read option because they do the read and then they'll pull it. So what happened is we ran predominantly cover 3. Well, now what you got to do is that offensive tackle, you got to slam down on the running back every time. That dude that's the buzz player, you got to sink in a little bit to be able to take that quarterback if he take off, and then you got that linebacker that's got to scrape over the top. All of this has to happen. Oh, by the way, if he play action, you're still responsible for your zones. So to me, it puts a lot of stress on other things that's going on the defense to where if it's just a regular quarterback that's not a runner, you don't have to worry about those things. Now, the guy has to be able to make the passes and all of those things, which is something that Milroe has to clean up. But the craziest thing about it is the hardest ball to throw is his best ball, and it's the deep ball. He throws it very accurately, which makes no sense to me that he can do that.
It's weird. Because McShay had this on his podcast about Milroe.
Yeah.
They said Milroe is such a physical specimen. Like if you see him in the gym, he's the strongest dude in the weight room. They say he's too big. He's too jacked, and they suggested that he may need to stop lifting weights essentially to be able to put some touch on the throws. Because
they're saying that's affecting him negatively from a throwing standpoint?
I'm saying this is what they said.
You guys buying that?
No. Is there any plus? Is that a real thing? Like I had never heard someone say that about a
quarterback
before.
be too jacked up?
I don't
know. I mean, like we go back to Brady Quinn, right? And people were like, "This guy's too yoked out, man. He's doing these commercials. He couldn't throw. He couldn't no touch. All this stuff." I'm just trying to think, guys. Can you think of a quarterback that is yoked out that's been like very accurate?
Will Levis had the same concern.
I was going to say Will Levis is another one. Good pull there, Mikey.
He stinks.
Well, that's what scares you. I'm not saying it can't be overcome. Just something to throw into the equation.
I will say, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like for Jalen Milroe, they wouldn't have to trade up into the. I can't see him getting drafted in that late first round. He's not a Steeler type of quarterback.
Yoked out.
Yoked out?
Yeah, Bill Roethlisberger.
No, he was fat, wasn't he?
He was fat. He was fat.
Was Josh Allen yoked out?
No.
Not really.
No.
Not really.
Cam Newton kind of was.
Yeah, Cam's a
But Cam's a low one. Yeah, but Cam's 6'5", 250.
He's
right?
a
But he also didn't have a great touch. Like that was.
That's true.
He threw a good deep ball.
That's true.
Didn't have a lot of.
And maybe it's going to be hard to fix that. Here's the thing, though. If you draft Jalen Milroe in the second round, or even, let's say the third round, whatever, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
And getting a quarterback next year.
That's right. That's right.
Donovan McNabb yoked out.
I was in the locker room.
Nah, I don't think so. Oh yeah, you were in the locker room with them. That's right.
Go ahead.
Pipes, though,
I gotta think about this. Think about this.
I mean, when you think of the great quarterbacks, you don't think of guys being jacked.
No, no, you don't.
It's just not at that position.
Tim Tebow couldn't throw.
No, he was jacked.
He was jacked.
He still is.
Jacked, still is. Really
but doesn't Jalen Hurts like squat after every game and all those stuff? He lives.
Jalen Hurts is I'm telling you, a freak of nature athlete.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts throws a good deep ball and has gotten better at throwing underneath passes, but that is certainly not a strength of his.
I think Jalen Hurts has been the most overly criticized quarterback. I know
I'm not saying
had
he's bad. I'm
struggles
just
at
saying
times.
that's not the strength of his game.
If they're going to draft, they better 1,000% take Travis Hunter at 2. If that's the case, they're going to take him because now you need the difference. What makes Jalen Hurts work is that he's got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
Well, and Saquon Barkley. And think about this. Think about this. This running back draft is deep. So, in theory, you draft Travis Hunter at 2. You take Jalen Milroe at 33, and then you take the best running back you got left on the board at 60. Maybe Scattaboo. There's a lot of good running backs in this draft. You'll get a good running back at the top of the third round.
What happened to that kid from Tennessee?
Samson?
Yeah, Sam. Where does he? I don't hear him at all.
He's being projected in the same cat. It doesn't fit what the Browns want to do, is why it doesn't seem like he's mocked to the Cleveland Browns in all these scenarios. But we made graphics for 11 different running backs. And I can't believe he pulled DJ Giddens, who's the one we didn't make.
By the way, Mike,
I want to see his tape.
First round mock drafts are barely, meaningful. Third round mock drafts are meaningful.
I'm just acknowledging the fact that they exist.
Do you know? I did some digging. I went back and looked at the experts' projections for the Browns in 2020 and 21 back when they had theirs.
Yeah.
Nobody got it right. Nobody got
No one ever gets it right.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, they get some people's right, but it's like, particularly with the Browns, they really don't give out the information. Like, you really
the Browns are good at being tight-lipped.